Greetings. Greetings. How's everybody doing out there in the world? What's up with y'all? I kind of forgot to tell y'all last week that I don't think I'll be doing this, at least for the short foreseeable future, on Sunday mornings. I won't be doing this for the short foreseeable future on Sunday mornings. Because I'd be helping Leah. Remember how I mentioned this about a month ago or so. I mentioned that we were fixing something up. I don't know how much I told you, but Leah has taken her business to the public. She's taken her online crystal business to the public. So we do that on Sunday mornings. And I totally forgot to tell y'all last Saturday that I probably wouldn't be doing this. And I won't be doing this tomorrow morning either. So it looks like it's, for at least for now, it's just going to be a Saturday morning thing. Anywho, how's everybody doing? How's everybody? How you doing? I'm feeling pretty good and pumped this morning. Pretty good and pumped. I still spent half the night at least in weird, funky dream world. At least half the night. But I'm good now. We got one of you tuned up in here. Room filling up slow this morning. What's up, y'all? But yep, I won't be doing this on Sunday mornings. Probably for the rest of the month, honestly. Probably for the rest of the morning, or for the rest of the month. What's up, y'all? How you doing? There's the comments. Like, man, room's filling up slow this morning. Filling up slow. But anyway, spent about half the night in funky dream world. I'm just gonna try to start getting used to that little dimension, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with this weird, creepy, strange, funky, fucked up dimension I go to. And why I remember it so vividly when I come back, you know? I just saw a meme the other day that said, if you remember a dream, it wasn't a dream, it was a message. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you, other side. That message makes no fucking sense. None, you know? In relation to this life. You know, when I wake, everything makes perfect sense over there. That's the weird part. That's the weird part. When you're in that dimension, everything makes perfect sense. Everything makes perfect sense. But then when you wake up and you start tuning into this one here, those two realities don't mix, you know? They don't mix at all. Just getting kind of used to it though, man. Getting kind of used to it. It is what it is. But yeah, so like I was saying a minute ago while I was waiting on everybody to get tuned in, I forgot to tell y'all that I won't be doing this on Sunday mornings. Leah has taken her crystal business to the public. And I haven't really planned too far out. But like I said, I'm thinking about possibly announcing it. I told the people there who host the event, you know, I said I have a large audience on the internet, and I'm thinking about announcing it and bringing people here. They were like, hell yeah, do it. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, I just got to think about some more stuff though, you know, so that we could tell y'all where to go and whatnot and plan ahead. But we just got to plan some stuff out, you know. I'm thinking about possible security, you know, because like I was telling y'all that one time, the only thing that makes me hesitant is I do have some mentally unstable people that follow me. And I have been stalked. I have. Oh, yes, I have. Whenever things like that happen, I usually don't really announce it. I don't really talk too much, you know, about crazy stuff. But I have had very mentally not okay people like stalk me and stuff like that, you know. And I just want to be able to make it to where, you know, if anybody, and that's the thing, dude, it's not that many people. It's only like a small little handful. Small little handful of people that are not fucking welcome. I don't want them around me. I don't want them around my family. But they're probably the type of people that just don't care. They would show up anyway, you know what I mean? And get taken away by security. They probably wouldn't care. So that's the only thing that makes me nervous. That's why I don't do meet and greets. That's why I don't really announce where we're going. I know I got a bunch of people here in Las Vegas that want to meet me and shit, and that's why I'm real quiet about where I'm at. I'm hush about my location and all that stuff, But we'll think about it. We'll feel it out a little bit more, and then we'll talk about maybe doing that. But yeah, so Leah took her little, she's been hustling the past few months, man. She's been hustling. She went and got her business license and all the stuff for the state of Nevada and all this stuff. And she went ahead and did the damn thing, man. And now on Sunday morning, she goes out publicly and sets up all of her stuff. She's got it all set up, man. It's so cool, dude. It's so cool. Little candles and her crystals and shit. So that's why and I'm helping her do that on Sunday mornings, and that's why I'm not available, because we're up at like 5 in the morning getting everything ready. So anywho, yeah, it is cool, man. It is cool. Makes me feel like, I don't know, I just spent so much time when I was in my journey of manifesting a career. That was a big long gap of hands up in the air. I don't know. And it's just so cool to not only have been able to manifest a career, but along with it, a partner that's, my teammate. And she's also like a hustler in a spiritual community, you know what I mean? And I just think that's really cool. Makes me feel a real strong sense of accomplishment, Real strong sense of accomplishment. I'm proud of her, It's so cool. Let me get this right here. There we go. Anywho, though, does she have a website? She does it on her Instagram, her Cheetah Crystals page. So I don't know if I would consider myself a master of manifestation. I don't know about all that. I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty damn good at it, but I don't know about a master. Because, to be 100% honest with you, the people who are on master level, there's different levels of this shit. And when you're on master level, you're doing things that people don't think are possible. You're breaking the laws of physics. Oh, yeah. It gets pretty crazy when those people are on master level. I wouldn't put myself on master level, but I'm pretty damn good at it. The main thing is there's among many, there's two specific energies that we've all been manipulated into using against ourselves. And those are the energies that manifest love and money. Okay, and like I said, there's many, but the two main energies that the collective of humanity have been manipulated on purpose into reverse manifesting are the energies that manifest love and money. And that's what I teach. That's what I teach and what I do in my tarot card readings and stuff. The energies that manifest love and money are the ones that people use the wrong way. And it's not their fault. We've been programmed to. We've been programmed to through decades and decades and decades of music, movies, TV, and media, especially love. Especially love. And they still do it, man. They're still doing it. It's nothing new, but they're still doing it. Every song that comes on the radio, every song that comes on, listen to the lyrics. I'm so lonely, I can't live without you, and it's just like, it makes me just want to punch the radio when I hear that. Do you know what you're doing to people? That's all we've heard in the music. That's been pounded and pounded and pounded and pounded into our heads for decades and decades and decades. I'm so miserable without you. I can't live without you. I'm so lonely, And what that does to us, when that's all we hear from when we're little bitty kids, and then we see it in the movies, oh, I finally found the one for me. And what that does is that programs us to have this empty, lonely void in our hearts. And we think this is totally fucking normal. Just totally normal to have this empty, lonely void in your heart. I'm so incomplete and lonely. Well, the truth about the way this dimension functions is whatever is happening in your heart is what you're going to experience in your outside world. That's the way it really works. So we got a lot of people out there lonely and empty and incomplete. And because they're on that frequency, that's all they're going to keep experiencing is more loneliness and more emptiness. And they're only going to attract people into their lives that mirror back to them loneliness and emptiness. And what manifests between them and any connection that they form is going to be loneliness and emptiness. And it's really shitty the way the people who used to run the world, it's being changed right now as we speak, but it's really shitty the way that they manipulated the masses, to just being dogs, running around and chasing the tails in a circle, That's the thing. And that's what I teach. So would I call that a master? No, not really. I don't think I would call that a master of manifestation. Not really. But once you begin to awaken to it, to the way energies, and not just the energies of love and money. I mean, they all pretty much work the same. But, specifically love and money, most of us reverse manifest. And then once you become more awakened to the way those energies function and behave, then it kind of becomes like, duh, this is common sense, It's just like you're reawakening something that you forgot. And it doesn't really feel like anything special, Oh, a game changer? Okay, yeah, I reckon, I don't know. That's cool though. That is cool. Because like I said, what I teach, I don't teach my opinion at all. It's not my opinion. I didn't make any of it up. Any of the things that I teach, I didn't make none of it up. But what I have developed is my own personal approach to explaining it. What is my opinion? This may be true, it may not be, but I feel like the way I explain it makes it easier to understand. I think. I don't even know. Because I can always remember, I made an oath to myself, dude. And this was fucking I never in a million years dreamed that I would actually be in this position, but I always told myself, if I'm ever in the position to be able to teach or explain things or help people understand things of a spiritual nature or of a manifestation nature, I'm going to explain it in a way that nobody else has. And I'm going to make as many people as possible be able to understand it. Pretty much to the point to where if you don't understand this, because you don't want to. And there's a lot of them out there. Oh, yes, there is. Oh, yeah, there's lots of people out there that don't want to understand it. They don't want to because it goes too against the grain of their little belief box, People don't like to have their belief box fucked with. They don't. Oh, no, that's not comfortable. It's not comfortable at all. None of us want our belief box to be fucked with. But it just really depends on what you're looking for in life. It really depends on what you're looking for in life. If you're looking for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, you're going to have to get used to your belief box getting fucked with. It's gotten to the point now where I'm kind of addicted to it. I love that feeling. Oops. I love that feeling. I love that feeling when I learn something new, something that I thought I knew. And then hold up. There's something deeper to this. There's a deeper truth. Am I going to have to reprogram my mind a little bit here? I love that feeling, dude. It's cool. It's exciting. It's exciting. I love it. But your average person doesn't like that feeling. They get real defensive and real angry and I want to believe things the way I've been believing them my whole life, and whatever. Let them do that. Let them do it, Great life coach. I thought about, honestly, and this was last year. I thought about getting my license to be one, just to say that I have it. And I don't quote me, I don't remember exactly what it is that you have to do, but whatever it was not very extensive. It's not a very extensive process to get your life coaching license. It's not a very extensive process at all. It's really cheap. It's like $300, $300. And again, don't quote me, but maybe 4 weeks of classes. I don't remember exactly. It was like a year ago, but I've thought about it. And I'm just keeping my eyes peeled. Whenever universe decides to open a door like that for me, I'm down. I am down. I mean, a lot of people say that I serve as like a life coach to them anyway, and that's cool. That's cool. That is cool. One of the coolest things about it is that, like I tell a lot of people, you are the one that has the power to assign a meaning to anything that you experience in life. And I'll never forget the day that I started. No, you know what? All this shit, because y'all know I got a dark story behind me, dude. A really dark story. And the day that I decided, you know what? All this shit I've been going through, that didn't happen to me. It happened for me. And I started fantasizing about what it would feel like to be looking at those experiences in the past tense as if I'm thankful for them because they helped me, you know? And the more you create that feeling, those timelines have no choice but to manifest. And now I am able to look back at those horrible, horrific, fucking near-death experiences that I've had, you know? Not just NDEs, but yes, experiences where I was almost fucking dead. Miserable, suffering, struggling, bad, living under bridges and living in homeless shelters and roaming the countryside with a backpack full of clothes, not having a clue where I was going to get my next meal and not having a clue if, I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm able to look back on that and be like, yeah, see, it does serve a purpose. I assign a meaning to those experiences. That was training grounds. That was training grounds. The universe is like, yo, Rich, I got a job for you, dude. But first, you're going to have to learn some shit, you know? Not fun, but it is rewarding. It's rewarding. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Well, that's one of the things that I've been really working on over the past few years is I don't get bored easy. I'm boring. I'm boring. I'm boring now. I am very boring now, and I have fun being boring. I've been working on that. Woosah, I'm one of the most boring ass people. If any of you got to like spend a week living at my house, you'd probably be like, man, this is boring as a motherfucker, dude. I gotta get out of here. You're like, man, this is boring. I gotta go do something, you know? Yeah, come on, come spend a week at the Rich Lop house and stay in the guest bedroom. You're probably like, man, this is so fucking boring. You don't do nothing. You sit at home and sit in front of the camera and run your mouth all day and sit around and water your plants and you don't do nothing. I don't. I'm boring as hell, dude. But I enjoys it. Know what I mean? Kind of like being boring. I used to be fucking buck wild, dude. Man, if I was, let's say, 27, 28, put me in this position right now, man, I'd be going crazy. I'd be out walking around. My favorite thing to do, man, this is when I was in my late 20s, and my favorite thing to do, I was still somewhat of a loner, but I would love to just go out and walk. I'm just gonna go out and walk. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go walk to a store and buy a beer. And then I'm gonna go find me a little hiding spot, even though here we live in Vegas, so you don't need to hide. I'll just be walking around drinking. Go find me a little hiding spot, drink me some beer, get up and keep walking. Walk 2-3 miles down the road and then walk to the next store and get some more beer. Sit down and just people watch and observe people and just walk around and wander around aimlessly, you know? I don't do those types of things anymore. So if you put me in this position 4 or 5 years ago, yeah, I'd probably be just out roaming around looking for something to do, you know? Looking for something to do. But now I'm a boring dude. Know what I mean? I am now. Yeah, I'm 33 now. Yep. I'm 33. 33. I still look like I'm 25. My age is finally starting to catch up to me. My whole life, everybody's like, damn, you look like you're at least 10 or 15 years older than you are. You know, and I'm like, dude, when is my appearance gonna catch up to my actual age? And it finally has. Now I look 33. I've been looking 33 for the past 15 years. Yep, I'm 33. And my life path is 33 too. Now, I don't know much about that. I don't know much about that at all. I just know that every time some spiritual person figures out my life path, they like shit their pants, you know? They're like, oh, your life path is 33, whoa! And I'm like, I don't know anything about that, but. Yeah, I didn't really know how to handle some of the vibrations that I was dealt. And I used to try to numb it down with drinking. I'm one of those types of star seeds that I firmly believe, and Dolores Cannon talks about this a lot, and it matches right up with my coming into this world. She said, if you listen, there's some volunteers out there, some star seeds, that their first attempt at coming in, the energy is so intense that it can't survive, and the mother miscarries the baby. So they say, okay, we're only going to spoon feed this energy, the soul, to the human throughout various stages of their life. Then these people will go through massive stages of transformation as the other side spoon feeds more and more of the soul to the body, so that the body can catch up, because it can't handle all that intense energy of the and that goes right along. My mom miscarried the very first fucking kid that she tried to have. She miscarried it. She had a miscarriage. And then I come along and you look at me throughout various stages of my life, completely and totally, utterly different person. I've gone through at least 3 stages in my life where I've massively, massively, massively transformed, and I'm not the same person at all. At all, you know? I mean, we all change and whatnot as you grow up. I mean, I personally know people who are in their 40s now. I've known them for years and years and years, since childhood, and they've predictably changed, you know. Of course, we all change as we age, but they very predictably change. They don't really seem like they've transformed in a very weird way, you know. And I'm one of those types of people that I've made radical quantum leaps in transformation. And I really firmly believe that's the type of starseed that I am. My first attempt at coming in, the energy of the entire soul was too intense, and the human body couldn't hold it all. So they had to start spoon feeding little bits of it, you know, because the energy was too intense. It was still really intense though. I still, you know, had to numb it out with getting high as a motherfucker all the time. You know what I mean? But anywho, boy, speaking of which, I haven't had a drink since February 7th. So March, April, May, June, July, August, 6 months? 6 months now. I don't even think about it, man. Seriously, I don't even sit and think about it. It's been 6 months since I've had a drink now. 6 months. Damn, dude. Doesn't even cross my mind. Doesn't cross my mind, and it doesn't look tempting. I don't know what happened, when it happened, how it happened. I don't know. It just doesn't look tempting. I walk in the store and I see the alcohol, and the first thing that happens is my stomach goes, and if I think about it, you know, a lot of times when you, like, if you're an addict alcoholic like me, a lot of times you look at it and you're thinking, man, that sounds so good right now. Not me. If I even think about it, the first thing I think about is the headache it's going to produce. Like, oh, fuck. I'd be puking the next day. I'd be dreading doing my work. There's nothing worse than, you know, whenever I would get hammered, fucking, and I know that I got a big stack of readings to do the next day, and I would spend the whole day recovering, because I don't like to get on camera, at least to read, at least to do my readings, unless I'm in like as tip-top shape as possible. You know what I mean? I like to make sure that I'm very, very energetic. I've conserved a lot of energy, and I can bring a lot of energy to the table, you know? And I have to spend it. I wouldn't be wanting to get on camera and work. I wouldn't be wanting to do anything, you know? And I hate that feeling. Hate it. Don't like it. I don't like it. Anyway, though, 6 months, man. 6 months. It's unreal, dude. Unreal. Yeah. Yep, it's no good. It's no good. Since I've been working out. Yeah, maybe. That's another thing. Well, I think I told you all this already, but I have crossed over into that threshold of, like, for the longest time, the first year of my fitness journey was buying into the process. You know, I'm familiar enough with myself. I'm familiar enough with the human mind. I'm familiar enough with manifestation to know that you have to reprogram your subconscious mind. Okay? I know that much. I also know that physical activity is something that I fucking hate. I hate it. Oh, I hate it. So if I'm going to be in shape, I got to reprogram that. The brain is very, very, very fucking changeable. Okay, your thought patterns and your emotion patterns and the way you experience life is very flexible and changeable as long as you put in the work to change it. So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to reprogram my subconscious mind. And for the first long time, almost the first entire year, I was just in a place of, okay, well, I'm gonna just keep forcing myself to do this until I start enjoying it. I'm gonna start forcing myself to do this until I start enjoying it. And I'm finally at that point. I'm finally at the point now where if I don't like to take a day where I don't do anything, I'll at least minimum, go run a mile, minimum, on my off days. It's to the point now where my muscles start itching. I have to do something, you know? And I think it's because of these massive leg muscles I've built. Man, Coach Drew, leg work every single time. There's no way to get out of doing some kind of leg work. And my fucking thighs are some beasts, man. And I think that's what it is. Now, it makes running fun. Running is something I used to absolutely hate and avoid at all costs. Hate it and avoid it. Running. No running. Absolutely no running. Now, I can't say that I actually love it, but I enjoy it a lot more than I ever have in my entire life. You know? Yup. Yes, neuroplasticity, absolutely. Yup. Absolutely, positively. Every day is leg day for me. Every day. Every day. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the shit hurts. The shit hurts, man. It absolutely hurts. But like I said, it got to the point where I had to realize that it just goes along with any manifestation, any part of your reality that you want to change. The thing changing isn't the goal. Whatever it is that you're wanting to change, you have to change the frequency that's producing the thing. Okay, so whether it's your love life, your money, or in my case, my body that was really out of shape, it's not, the goal here isn't to just chase a fit body. Okay? The goal is to reprogram the frequency that's producing the out of shape body. See what I'm saying? So what's that frequency? I don't really like to move around much. I don't really do much. You know, I love eating pizza and sweet candies and stuff like that. I just spend most of my time sitting around and drinking beer, eating pizza and lounging around on my ass, doing nothing. That's the frequency. I got to reprogram that. The goal is, those are no longer the habits and routines that I, you know, my goal is, now my new frequency is, I love getting after it and moving around. I love getting out and running. Do I believe that it's possible to one of these days be the type of person that actually enjoys physical activity and running around and getting after it? I do believe that that's possible for me to rewrite that into my new set of habits and routines. So I just got to keep doing it over and over and over for at least a year. For at least a year. That's the thing. People give up too quick on anything. Okay? When you're rewriting your subconscious mind, especially the older you get, it takes a while. It takes a while and it takes time. It takes a while and it takes time. You have to keep doing it. Whatever it is you're working on. Whatever it is you're working on up here, you know, whether it's new money habits or anything, it takes time. It takes time. Nothing drives me more crazy than those people that are like, oh yeah, I tried that. I tried affirmations and it didn't work. I tried thinking positive and it didn't work. My life still sucks. It's no different than somebody that's real fat and out of shape. So yeah, the other day I ate me a salad and I did a couple of push-ups and I'm still fat, so I don't believe in it. It's a lifestyle change. You can't have the manifestation as the same person. That whatever that is that you're wanting to change in your life, whether it's your love life, whether it's your money, whether it's your fitness, whatever it is, that's going to demand a different version of you. It's going to demand a completely different version of you. You're going to have to become a different person. You can't have the thing as the same person. It doesn't work that way, you know? So, dieted for 2 days. Didn't lose. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Got to reprogram the body. So I always tell everybody, I would donate at least a year of my life. No matter what it is that I say I want to change. You know, all right, well, it looks like I'm dedicating at least the next year of my life to changing whatever this is, to changing how I feel about myself, to working on my self-esteem and my self-confidence. Like, let's just say it's your love life. Well, I'm fucking lonely. Lonely as hell. Well, that's a problem. That's a big problem, because the goal is not a relationship. That's not what we're actually after. We're after a feeling. We're after a feeling. But again, like I said a minute ago, we've been convinced, you know, through the music and the movies and the TV that a relationship is going to create the feeling that we're looking for, and it doesn't. It doesn't. The relationships that we attract into our life are a reflection of our frequency. So if I'm lonely and I'm empty, that's all I'm going to attract into my life is more loneliness and more emptiness, you know? So I'm going to dedicate the next year of my life, to feeling happy, whole, fulfilled, and complete. I'm going to dedicate the next year of my life to not feeling lonely anymore, you know? To rearranging the way I talk to myself about myself. I'm going to start saying different things to myself, you know? And that's what I did when I wanted to manifest money. Y'all know what I used to say to myself all day, every day is, man, I'm just a piece of shit. I'm not good enough. That was what I said to myself all day, every day. All day, every day. I'm just a piece of shit. I'm just an idiot. I'm just a piece of shit. I'm not good enough. I guess I'm just not good enough. I'm just worthless. You think universe gives a shit? No. Nobody's coming to save me from that. Universe has got, oh, okay, Rich likes being a piece of shit. All right, no problem, Rich. Here you go. Here's some more evidence that supports that. Here's some more people that make you feel like you're worthless. Here's some more experiences in life that support that you're worthless. You see what I'm saying? So I had to start telling myself I am successful. You know how weird it felt? You know how weird and funky that felt? I mean, I have to tell myself that every day. I am successful. I'll be like, no, I'm really not, though. It's kind of embarrassing. I am successful. I am successful. Man, it took like 8 months, 6 to 8 months before I started even believing that I was good enough to be successful. Because I didn't believe I was good enough. I'm not good enough to have that kind of success. You know what I mean? I believe that. So because I believed that, that's what I experienced. And I had to, it took me, and I say that's just when I started buying into it, about 6 to 8 months of telling myself I'm successful. I make 6 figures a year. I'm successful. I had to tell, and then after about 6 to 8 months, I started buying into it. Like, okay, this is getting a little bit easier to say, you know? How many times a day? All day, every day. 500, 1,000 times. All day, every day. All day, every day. And it took forever to start buying into it. And then once that part of my subconscious mind was no longer uncomfortable and no longer felt, weird about the idea that I'm successful, then, everything else started falling in line. But that's anything. Anything. So, that's what I've been doing with the fitness. Same thing, fitness, man. I'm on that treadmill running. It hurts. My legs are hurting. Man, I love this. This is what I do. This is what I do. And that's what I've been doing for the past year. This is just what I do. This is my new normal. This is what I do every morning. This is what I do. This is just the new normal. This is me. This is what I do, And I've just been pounding those things. Now, it's getting there. After about the first year, now I finally bought into it, and it's starting to feel like my new normal, So, yeah. wonder if I should turn on my tree light. Hang on, y'all. Give my trees some light. Is that too annoying? It's not too bad over there, is it? Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, I like meditating. Honestly, I meditate now more than I nap. I meditate more than I nap. I used to always like to take naps halfway through the day. For some reason, I can't do that anymore. I can't do that. I always just end up meditating, and it recharges me the same. It's strange. It's a little bit weird. I'll be like, man, I gotta go take me a nap. And I'll lay down and I'll just go into a meditative state for half hour, and it recharges. Yeah, I love naps too. Yeah, I mean, meditation, here's the thing that I learned. When I learned the real ancient meditative, like the secrets of meditation, and it's a very, very deep, extensive process. And I teach it to some people in my personal readings if they ask about it. But the thing to know, though, is that meditation, hang on, sleep is unconscious meditation. Meditation is conscious sleep. Think about that. Sleep is unconscious meditation. Meditation is conscious sleep. That's the thing about meditation. So whenever you fall into that half asleep, when your brain's in the theta state, you fall into that, you're half asleep, you're half in dream world, but you still are fully aware of everything that's going on around you. That's a meditative state. And that's what happens to me more often than anything, you know? And it'll recharge you. It'll charge the hell out of you. Yeah, it's real easy to get distracted. It's real easy to get distracted. You just have to let loose of your mind. There's just this, it's almost like it feels like a muscle. It's almost like feels like your mind, your brain is like a muscle, and you just have to release and let it go and let it do whatever it wants to do. And the thoughts will go crazy, and you just have to let it loose and let it do what it's going to do. And eventually, after it's going crazy, everything will just level out, you know? It takes a while. It takes a while to get used to it. It takes a little bit. So, anywho, I just told you what the theta state is. That's when you're half in and half out of sleep. That's the theta state. And you can do it. I look up on YouTube the theta waves. I love binaural beats and brain waves and whatnot. I love that shit. I remember that when I very first started, like really big time playing with manifestation, that's what I used. Because I heard somebody made a video, and I don't remember who it was, but I saw a YouTube video about somebody who started using theta waves to manifest. And I'm like, okay. So that's what I would do. I'd put theta waves in my earbuds, and I would let it put me in the theta state. And then with that little part of me that still has conscious control, I would start controlling my thoughts. I would start controlling, like, oh, okay, the rest of my brain is in the theta state now, which is like basically half asleep, and there's this little part of me that has conscious control. And that's where I would start drawing pictures in my mind and stuff like that. And it blew me away how that shit will manifest. It blew me away. I'll never forget the first time I did it. And this, I'm gonna tell you a story. This is just when I was very first playing with it. For about, let's see, it's about 2016. Yeah, so man, yeah, this was just the very first year. I'd only been playing with manifestation for a few months. I had just discovered it back in February, and this was October. So what I said, you know what? I'm gonna manifest a change of scenery. I wasn't real good at it yet, but I was like, I'm gonna manifest something big. I gotta get the hell out of here. I gotta get the fuck up out of this Louisville, Kentucky. I was living out in St. Matthews, Louisville, Kentucky, in a little bitty economy studio. It's like a little hotel room with a kitchen in it. Dead broke. All I could afford was my rent. Couldn't afford food. I was like 175 pounds. I was real skinny because I couldn't afford food. I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. So I'd put in my theta waves and I would start drawing a picture in my mind of the Red Rock Mountains, driving around, driving a car through Arizona, you know, and there was a woman in the passenger seat. And I started painting this picture in my mind. How is this going to happen? I could not in a million years tell you how this is going to happen. I didn't even have a driver's license at the time. Didn't even have a car. How the fuck I'm going to end up, you know, 1,000 miles away or however long it is, 2,000 miles away with a car? I don't have a clue, but this is what I'm doing. I'm painting this in my mind. And I would do this every day. I'd get off work, I'd come home, and I'd lay down and I'd put theta waves in, and I would start visualizing driving a car through the Red Rock Desert, you know? And after I did that for about a month or so, I kind of, you know, dropped it and forgot about it. I ended up going homeless. I ended up going homeless again because the wintertime rolled around, and and my hours at work dropped. So now I couldn't pay the rent to live at that place anymore. So I ended up going homeless in the wintertime, holding a full-time job, holding a job. So I was sleeping in the back of my work trucks, and it was like 10 degrees outside. This was horrible, dude. This was terrible. And it was getting bad. I wasn't going to survive much longer. I was not going to. I had nowhere to go. I would just hang out in the mall. You know what I mean? Nowhere to go, nowhere to take a shower. You know, and anyway, a friend, some random Facebook friend, found out about it. I didn't go begging for help. But a Facebook friend hit me up and was like, "Are you doing okay? You kind of posted something that seemed like you were a little bit upset." And I'm like, "No, actually, I'm not doing okay at all." You know, and then she said, "Well, if you can get here, I'll give you a place to live. You can stay with me." And it was all the way on the other side of the country. And I said, "You bet your damn skippy ass I'll make it there. I'll take my whole next paycheck and buy a bus ticket." And that's what I did. So left there, moved all the way to Idaho. And then this was in December. February rolls around, and we had to make, and one of the other people that was living there with us at the time had family here in Vegas, and there was some kind of emergency situation where they said, "Oh, we got to run down to Vegas real quick." Okay, cool, let's go. And it was right around my birthday, actually. It was right around my birthday, and so we take off from Idaho down here to Vegas, and she pulls over at the Arizona state line and says, "You want to drive? I'm getting kind of tired of driving." So I did. I hopped in the car, and then we cruised through Arizona down here to Vegas, and I went, "Whoa." And there's a woman in the passenger seat. Here I am driving a car through the Red Rock Desert, and there's this chick in the passenger seat. Whoa. That right there, that moment is when I was like, it's on now, boy. It's on. Watch this. It works like that, though, because I've forgotten about that. I totally forgot about that. I spent a month sitting around with my earbuds in with theta waves. I'm like, I'm going to manifest a change of scenery. And when your brain goes into the theta state like that, it's kind of hard to take full conscious control when you're in the theta state. So sometimes it'd be kind of hard. I couldn't really draw up specific details. I would just pull, all I wanted was a change of scenery. So the only thing I could bring to mind was cruising through the Arizona desert in a car. And for whatever reason, there was like, out of my peripheral vision, there was like a dark-haired woman in the passenger seat. And I had no clue how, who, when, what, where, why. And then when that happened, I was like, it's on now, boy. Oh, it's on. So that's when I really started. I mean, I had believed in it. I was like really obsessed with and playing with manifestation and whatnot. But when that happened, I was like, dude, I'm on to something here. You know what I mean? And those are those types of things that you can't prove to anybody. You know, it's just me and my own mind. If I could put you in my head and show you how, you know, so it's one of those things that you can't prove to anybody. But man, me and my own mind, I was like, dude, there's no fucking way. Sweet, it's on now. Watch me manifest something fucking huge, you know? And I've just been like addicted to it ever since. So, yep. Oh, so. You know, the mind is pretty powerful. Yep. But that, man, I forgot all about that. I haven't told that story in a while. I haven't told that story in a minute. That was one of my favorite little stories from back in the day when I very first stepped off onto my path. I was playing around with manifesting stuff and whatnot. I didn't even know too much about it at that point. There was a lot more that went into it. And like I said, I ended up attending mind mastery school later after that. And I ended up, you know, I just, the more down my journey I went, the more things that I learned about how energies behave and whatnot. And yeah, it's a work in progress. It is a work in progress. It's pretty cool though, man. It's pretty cool. Really cool to actually awaken to the nature of this reality and how it's not what we thought it was. Not at all, you know, not at all. So anyway, gave you goosebumps. Yeah. It's pretty interesting, man. Like I said, I forgot all about that. Forgot all about that story. I haven't told that story in forever. Yeah, and that actually was what kicked off. Actually, that story that I told you about there, when I that's what kicked off my travels. That's what kicked off my travels. Like I tell y'all a lot, I look back and a lot of my story, it just looks so scripted. It looks so scripted, so fucking scripted. I started traveling. I got uprooted from where I was. I didn't have a choice, dude. I didn't have a choice. It was wintertime. I had nowhere to live. I wasn't going to survive much longer. I had no choice but to get the hell out of there. And that's totally out of my comfort zone. There's no way, unless I was forced to, like my life is on the line, I wouldn't have been asking people, hey, you know, can I come move in with you? I need to get up and start traveling and whatnot. Universe put me in situations that forced me. It forced me, you know, to get up. And then once I got up and moved from there, that's when I experienced a real strong connection with somebody that just made me feel real uncomfortable and real weird, and it was real intense. And then that's also when I got my very first tarot card reading from a random fucking person I didn't know. And then I ended up being kicked out from there. And that's when, a year later is when I saw the YouTube tarot for the first time. And it's all scripted. It was all so scripted and put together to where it almost feels like I didn't really have much of a choice but to be on the path that I'm on, you know? So I don't really, as much as I'd like to take all the credit, like, yeah, I overcame all this, and I look back and it's like, yeah, no, it just looks scripted. It looks like universe planned the whole thing out, and I didn't really have too much of a choice. Not really, you know? Whenever universe puts so much pressure on you that it's life or death, it's really easy to get you to make a decision, you know what I mean? So, but since then, I've learned how to smooth the path out. It really did teach me how to pay closer attention to when I need to be going down a certain path, you know? Now, I still have the same relationship with the universe, but the universe doesn't have to put its boot to my back. I know how to pay attention now. I know how to feel what I should do and what I shouldn't do. You know, like, let's try this. And then that door won't open. You know, well, I'll come back later. Let's try this again. Door still won't open. Okay. And I know how to feel when universe is like, hey, go through this door right here. I don't want to do that. Go through this door. This is your next path, Rich. Go through this door. I don't want to do that. Okay, whatever. It feels real weird and uncomfortable, but okay. You know, like my fitness journey. You know how long I put that off? Fucking months, dude. Fucking months. Months and months and months and months. To where I was finally like, man, I ain't never gonna figure this shit out on my own. I gotta get me a trainer. I got to get me a trainer. So, anyway, I didn't have a solid landing point with any of that. It's gonna be time to get out of here in a few, about 5-10 minutes maybe. So, say anywho, Have you all enjoyed the Saturday morning coffee chat? I'll say it again for those of you just now tuning in. For the foreseeable future, I won't be doing this on Sunday mornings anymore because Leah has taken her crystal business to the public. And once I don't know when, maybe near the end of the month, I'll announce it. I'll announce, we're going to be at this location, this time, this date. I'll probably talk to the people a little bit more and see whether or not they will just handle any emergency situation, or if I need to hire security or whatever, and I'll announce it so that those of you locals, if you want to come see me and Leah, maybe check out some of her candles and her crystals and stuff like that. We'll tell you where to meet us. I'm not promising nothing, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. There's just, like I was saying earlier, there's just some people, there's a very small, tiny little handful of people that are not welcome. And it's not a big secret. They know who they are. You know what I mean? I have some mentally not okay people who, they're the types of people that you block them and then they create a new account and then they come back like nothing ever happened. And it's like, no, block. And then they just make a new account and come back. And they just do this. There's some people, and it's a little small handful, like 5 people, that I'll block them. And I have been tracked down before. Some of y'all know that story. Yes, I've been tracked down. I had somebody one time drive all the way across the country and sit and wait and camped out in her car for like a week until she saw me from afar. And then she oh yeah, I've been tracked down before. There's some mentally not okay people that follow me, That's why I'm a little hesitant that is why I'm a little hesitant. But once I talk a little bit more to the people, about, should I get security or should I just tell you guys and you guys come throw them out if we come point to you? Because yeah, there's a couple people that aren't welcome, and I don't think that they'll care. They won't respect that. Anyway, though. Yeah, there is crazy people out there, absolutely. And he told me, he's like, well, I don't know about you, but I always carry. And I was like, well, yeah, I guess I could, but I really would not want it to come down to that. You know what I mean? We are armed. We both sleep next to a loaded 9mm, so I'm not worried about my house. But just out in general, I typically prefer not to carry. I really don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I used to. I carry from time to time, but I really don't like it. I don't like the feeling of having a gun on me, It just feels uncomfortable. I just don't like it. So, anyway, though. Still have that Second Amendment. Yeah. Yep, sure does. Yeah, I'm cool with my house. I'm not worried about my house. It would be a really, really, really stupid mistake for anybody to try to come break in my house. It would be very stupid of them if they, that would be the dumbest mistake you could make. I'm not worried about my house. I'm still not going to give my address though, but just out and like if I was to announce a meet and greet, I wouldn't want to I guess I would if I had to, but the people at the event carry though, let's just put it that way. The people at the event do. Oh yeah. So, yeah, got young ones, yep. Hire a bodyguard. Yeah, I thought about that. But like I said, I almost don't even like bringing it up and talking about it because 98 to 99, probably more than that, 99.9% of y'all are totally fucking cool, man. There's always that one teeny little handful of people who are just, and man, I tell you what, man, there's some people that follow me that I don't even know. Like if you read some of the shit some people write me sometimes, I don't know, how are you not in a mental hospital? You know what I mean? How are you out without a handler or a caretaker? Man, some people, this happens from time to time. I'll get an obsessive stalker type person who will just write me emails, paragraphs, pages of psychobabble that makes no sense. You know what I mean? Psychobabble. And it's weird. It's I don't know if this is all the same person or if there's just some sort of something out there that I'm not aware of. But it seems like all these people have the same thing. whatever it is that's wrong with their brain. They'll just write me pages and pages and pages and pages of psychobabble, dude. Psychobabble. And it makes no sense. You know what I mean? I can't even describe to you. If I showed you, you'd read it and it was just babbling. Babble, psychobabble. And it's just like, what in the hell? People, oh, I know that you were talking to me last night in my dream, and I'm your twin flame, and we communicate telepathically all the time, and you thought you were gonna kill my brother or something like that, you know, and that's piss poor. That's not even a good representation of how crazy it is, dude. But it really has opened my eyes, being in the position that I'm in, to some of the levels of psycho that are out there. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, those are some of the things that I keep on the hush hush. You know, I keep on the hush hush. I don't like to feed too much energy into that kind of shit, but it's very real. Very, very real. There's some weirdos out there, dude. There's some weirdos. So, anywho. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people jealous of Leah. I don't know, people for the most part have calmed down on that, for the most part. But oh yeah, there was lots and lots and lots of really jealous haters when me and Leah first got together. Oh yeah, oh fuck yeah, dude. People would go out of their way to like come to our Facebooks and our Instagrams just to try to rip on Leah, you know what I mean? And it's just like, wow. We thought it was funny though. We thought it was kind of funny. Thought it was hilarious, and I thought it was funny as fuck. We would sit back and laugh. And that would just make me want to post even more, you know what I mean? People would say stuff like, whenever I'd post pictures and shit, oh, you all are a horrible couple. I bet you won't even be together for a year. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yep, I'm gonna post pictures of us like every year for our anniversary, you know what I mean? They pretty much shut up now. They get it. Like, Leah ain't going nowhere. She's my person. She's my life partner. And I think most people get the point now. You know, you're just making yourself look really stupid and pathetic trying to rip on. You know what I mean? So, anyway, yeah. But to answer your question, oh yeah, there's a lot of people insanely jealous of Leah. Insanely. And it was just really entertaining to sit back and read. It's like, wow. Do you realize how pathetic you're making yourself look? Do you realize how stupid you're making yourself look? But for the most part, they've calmed down on that. So, but yeah, you always get your little, and it's weird too, because it seems like the crazy people come in waves, you know? They come in waves. Like, I don't know if it's like the celestial events in the sky, like if it's a full moon or a Mercury retrograde, but they'll come in waves, you know, and then they'll go away, and then they'll come in waves, and then they'll go away. The crazy people and the trolls and shit, you know. But anyway, it's part of the job, man. It's just part of the job. Part of the job. It's like a spiritual test too. It's a spiritual test to see how much energy you'll feed it. How much energy you'll feed into it, you know. I told you all one time, I've had tarot card readers make fake accounts and pose as trolls going around the internet, spreading rumors and shit about me, you know. And I had one particular reader, somebody who is really, really close to this person, came forward and told me, all those haters and trolls and whatnot, that's that reader. That's that one reader. And I'm like, are you serious? Wow. You know, I'm not gonna drop no names or nothing like that. I'm not here to bash nobody, but I'm like, wow, that's hilarious as fuck. That's that one, you know, so a lot of times, and you can kind of tell I've seen it on there. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, because it's all like the same type of rumors and the same type of, it's just funny as hell, dude. Funny as hell. So I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. There's all kinds of, man, when you're on a spiritual path, there's all kinds of stuff that'll be thrown at you to try to throw you off track. And the only way it works is if you feed it your energy. It's the only way that it works. If you don't feed it your energy, it has no power over you. No power over you. So When you step off onto a spiritual path, you will be tested. Oh yes, you'll be tested. Mm-hmm. You damn Skippy will. Mm-hmm. Yep, I always prevail too. Always prevail. We're all humans, so it does get the best of us sometimes. 95, 98% of the time. Yeah, I've figured out how to take my focus away from this. And like I said, we're all humans, so every now and then I'll catch myself like, oh shit, why am I feeding my energy to that? Zoop. And you gotta be able to see most of your power. A lot of people don't realize this, but the majority of your power isn't your ability to focus on something. It's your ability to remove your focus from something. You know, how many times people come to me and ask me, what should I be focusing on? That's like one of the most common questions that I get. What should I be focusing on? And a lot of the times, it's not what you should be focusing on. It's what you should be removing your focus from. Your ability to remove your focus from something on command. As most of us, our focus we're not even paying attention to what it's doing. You know, our subconscious mind is focusing on things without our knowledge, and that's where we give away most of our power. Your ability to acknowledge your focus and remove it from something on command gives you probably a good 80% of your power. A good 80, to focus on something and to be able to visualize and all these little things, that's about 20% of your power. Your other 80% of your power is to be able to remove your focus from something when you want. Mm-hmm. Think about that one. Anyway, though, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and hop on out of here. It's just a little over an hour now. So appreciate y'all for tuning in and playing along. Like I said, I won't be doing this on Sunday mornings. And if we do decide to go ahead and announce it, I'll do that probably in the next week or two. So we just got to figure out all the details and all that good stuff. But it's time for me to go see if the kids are up, make some breakfast, and get this day going. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one.